Okay, what a mess this has turned into. Believe me, even though this is about Mbappé and I've criticized Mbappé this year, I don't cut France any slack, not even a little. As a Spaniard, yes, in case you didn't know, there's a thing between Spaniards and the French. It's true that, well, it's tied to a historical issue and all that, and being neighbors and everything, but no, it's not because it's Mbappe that I let some things slide and others not. And of course, I insist, as a general rule, many times I prefer a Spanish speaking Latin American team to win rather than a European team. Even though Europeans are our neighbors and from my continent and whatever, I don't care. I mean, it's not about that. It's about my opinion, about what I see. And what I saw in the match between France and Paraguay was one team that wanted to play football and another that didn't. And the team that wanted to play football, when they saw that the others were just kicking and so on, well, they did something that Mbappé later talked about in an interview. And what can I say? He was absolutely right. So where does that leave us? When South American teams act all tough and face European teams, and the others go, they've kicked me and so on. No, but you have to be tough and you're just a crybaby and all that. But when the French, not so much by responding with kicks, but by not backing down. Most importantly, we'll now review what Mbappe said in his statements. Even refusing to greet the goalkeeper from Paraguay, I don't know if he's a good person or a bad person, but he's a guy who, according to what Mbappe hinted, was bothering him throughout the whole match. Well, look, man, what do you want me to say? I mean, turning the other cheek, sometimes that's fine, but not in football, and especially not in a World Cup, and especially not in a World Cup. So I think what Mbappe did and what the French did was totally fine, but also especially considering, the situation. Out of the 13 fouls Paraguay committed, they got 0 yellow cards, and people are still saying, look, they weren't even talking about dirty play from the Paraguayans, right? We got 0 yellow cards and the French got 3. But that's exactly why, damn it, exactly why. Because what the referee did was shameful, man. This is going to be the trend. What happened in the Spain-Uruguay match the other day and in the France-Paraguay match? They're favoring the team that goes out to kick the offender, the team that goes out to foul. Are they favoring that in football now? Maybe I missed something, unless Messi is there, of course. And Argentina, really, it's just unbelievable because there's also something that's incredible. And yesterday in the Argentina match, we saw a player who was bleeding, Tagliafico, and they waited for him to stop bleeding and to finish treating him. We saw it in yesterday's video. So instead of leaving the guy out on the sideline for a minute, no, wait, they don't take the corner until he's back in. But what is this? In the Spain versus Uruguay match, Arzabal was left out for a minute. Well, what Mbappe says, what he said is this. Well, this is the image. This is the image of the no greeting. And I insist, we don't know what he said to him. We don't know what happened there. But those of you who have played soccer, those of us who have played soccer, we know that, hey, you can let it go once, twice, but 3 or 4 times, no. And in many cases, if you don't want to lose, if you don't want to get into trouble, and they already got Germany into trouble, you have to avoid playing their game. But of course, you shouldn't back down. And I think Mbappe did well here. Mbappe showed that hopefully he can do it with Real Madrid. He hasn't been able to yet. He hasn't done it yet, okay? Because, I'm not at all biased toward Mbappe, just like I'm not biased toward anyone. Why does it always have to be so hard to be on someone's side and against someone else? Why does it have to be so hard? It's so easy with these 2 eyes to see things as they are. Here it's good, here it's bad, and here I think Kylian did well. I don't like seeing someone going around denying things. Honestly, I don't like it, but that's just how the matches play out. You have to know the backstory. You have to know what happened there on the field. But when they've kicked you, now we can see them. When they've stepped on your shin, when they've elbowed you and the match ends and they want to shake your hand, well, look, man, I mean, you're there at 200%. I assure you that maybe 5 minutes later, you'll shake their hand. But at that moment, not so much defending this image, I insist, but more of what he says later. This is the moment he's celebrating. And then Orlando Gil passes by, who's a great goalkeeper, by the way, and maybe he's a really good guy, okay? And since he doesn't shake his hand, he thrusts his hand out at him. Look, neither one thing nor the other is that bad, because besides, he doesn't throw it hard or anything, and he just says, look, get lost, right? And maybe later on they go and fix it, right? Like how Messi later resolved things with Berghorst, remember? At the Qatar World Cup. Well, the thing is, these are Mbappe's statements after the match. He says, well, it's in French. Let me see if I have it here, okay? It's in French, but what he basically says is that if we have to get our hands dirty, Mbappe says we'll get our hands dirty. Paraguay thought we were going to show up in tuxedos playing beautiful attacking football. We also know how to play dirty. That's how they play. Well, France committed their fouls, damn it, and they were punished for them, right? With yellow cards, and yet the Paraguayans weren't, right? They gave a yellow card to a Paraguayan, but only after 90 minutes. See? Well, the thing is, honestly, we saw images that are unbelievable. They're saying this isn't such a big deal. They're saying this isn't such a big deal. The Paraguayan footballer who, come on, I mean, you'll have to tell me the Paraguayan footballer here. Sorry, the sound is really loud. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing, and he puts his studs right here on Mbappe. The other one is trying to get him sent off, of course. What player wouldn't do that? But this one, no, he can't do it. Just like he can't do that. He can't do, well, I mean, let's see. We saw everything. Here, this Paraguayan footballer elbows Upamecano. I can't show the image for too long, but he clearly elbows him. Let's see if we can catch it here. Wait, because, well, you can see it clearly, but it's a little earlier. Honestly, Upamecano is here. It's here. Can you see it here? 1, 2, 3, boom. Really? I mean, yes, it's soccer. Everyone who's been on a corner kick and all that, we've been pinched. They've done things to us. Yeah. But now there's a referee right there and there's VR. There's a referee right there and there's VR. And they allowed Paraguay to do this, that, and everything else. And I don't care if it's Paraguay or whoever it is. If it were France kicking and Paraguay wanting to play football, I'd say the same, just reversed. I'd side with whoever wants to play football. I don't care whether it's a Spanish-speaking team from the Americas or not. In fact, like I said earlier, I have more in common with those teams, but a lot more. Normally, I prefer Paraguay to win over France. I'm saying this because of the messages I've seen and everything. Well, and this can't happen, but not even this. Wait, because I have a few more here. Honestly, I was really shocked by this. Do you remember the elbow that this Galarza guy or whatever his name is gave to Mbappe? I don't want to get the name wrong. Damn, I think his name is Galarza, right? Well, an elbow, and I mentioned it in the previous video that, football players know perfectly well that if you don't hit the face, it's not really an elbow, he hits him with the arm, right? If you hit him in the chest and not the face or a soft spot, you usually won't get a card. The ref didn't even call a foul, no card at all, though it might have been a red. If that was a red card for what he did to Mbappe, what he does here to Koundé is unbelievable. He takes the ball way out. Hey, turn down the volume for a second. He takes the ball way out and still elbows him. And this time, he actually gets him in the face. In the face. But come on, there's no fight here. I mean, look, check it out. Koundé looks at him, okay? He puts his arm on him a little, but he definitely doesn't elbow him. And the other guy slaps him. I don't know if it's an elbow or not, but come on, it's a blatant assault. Hey, well, nothing, man. It just pisses me off, but not because I have anything against Paraguay or anyone else. Teams that do this really piss me off. And the direction the referees are taking in this World Cup, we saw it in the Spain versus Uruguay match, and we're seeing it here too. If they're going to favor the offender, then we might as well pack up and go home. Anyway, give me a second. I have something here that I had forgotten to mention. Besides this, there was había. These are the images. This one is amazing. Also, the Paraguayan soccer player, Galarza. With Olise, they're here. Well, Olise is grabbing his shirt a little, but there's no aggression at any moment. And what the Paraguayan player does by letting go of his arm and hitting himself so the other guy gets sent off, that's just something else. Really, this guy just put the cherry on top. It's like he hits himself. Olise ends up laughing as if saying, but what's up with this guy? What's up with this guy? Well, it's just that Paraguay didn't stop doing these things during yesterday's match. They just kept doing them. Anyway, I don't know. Let me know what you think. But well, I've already kind of sensed, I've already gotten a bit of your opinion before, but with what I'm reading on social media, I'm just blown away. People say the Europeans keep whining, but but why does that matter? Seriously, what does that have to do with anything? And besides, Mbappe comes in with this attitude like, are you tough? I'm tougher. And so they're telling Mbappe, because I'm already reading that it makes him look bad as an athlete or whatever. I mean, what is he supposed to turn the other cheek in a World Cup? Are we crazy or what? Anyway, happy 4th of July to everyone. I went out here tonight in Arlington to see a drone show they were going to put on, and well, it was wonderful. Here I'm going to share with you some moments of what I saw in a shopping center called Epic Central in Grand Prairie, not in Arlington actually, but in Grand Prairie. And they were putting on a show here with drones, and I keep wondering, how do they do this, man? I mean, how with look at how the flag waves, it's amazing. I mean, the kind of programming that has to go into this is so, well, we see this everywhere. It's not such a new thing, but it still blows my mind. And then there with the outline of the country, and like I said, the flag and everything looks really nice on a very hot night here in Dallas, but with the advantage is that at least in Miami, I'm definitely used to this kind of heat, but at least here it's not as humid as in Miami, and you can actually be outside at night for a bit. Now, during the day, it's really tough. Yesterday, when I was over there at the Cowboys place, man, nobody can stand this sun. Luckily, Spain and Portugal are going to play on Monday, but in a covered stadium like this AT&T here in Arlington, because the stadium is actually in Arlington. Some people might think it's in Dallas, but no, you have to drive about half an hour over here, and that's where the Dallas Cowboys stadium is. Let's see if we can do something with Spaniards this Sunday and Monday, especially if Spain wins. Let's hope so. Well, I love seeing how in this country there's such a deep-rooted patriotic feeling. Honestly, I'm envious because in Spain we're going through tough times, you know? Even though many times what's being sold isn't really true, right? There are a lot more patriots in Spain than people who aren't, but the others make a lot of noise, don't they? Let's not even talk about the separatists. We're already used to them making a lot of noise, but still, we keep seeing images of people in Barcelona and other parts of Catalonia supporting the national team, just as it should be. What I've seen tonight and the American spirit I've felt throughout this July 4th, as I said, has made me really envious. Even though the political situation here in the United States is, well, it is what it is too, but they don't lose their sense of unity, right? Unfortunately, in Spain, it's just the opposite. I've come across this situation, which has been, well, widely talked about these days. And people like this Alfredo Duro guy, who honestly, besides working on El Chiringo, which you already have to be a bit crazy to be there, with a few exceptions, he's the typical one, you know? Of those who, while you see a charming person, cantador, boy, wearing a Spain jersey and celebrating, who is Yamal's brother, who is the adorable kid, like we said the other day. While you see this really funny kid, you just see a boy with the Spanish national team jersey, and that's it. Well, he's sick with ideology, like many others. Well, he sees it as something to weaponize, and use to shove his ideological junk in our faces, right? And to say things like, come on, being Spanish isn't about wearing a little bracelet. Patriots should learn that, right? People who see fascists everywhere, like Alfredo Duro. But then there's another one, this Victor Egio guy, who says this image of Kane, Minyamal's brother, celebrating Arzabal's second goal today. Sorry, guys, it broke the racism meter. Does this kid love Spain more than all the Vox and PP bracelet-wearing patriots combined? It's just that, as Danny Baniela says here, actually the racist is you, Victor. Normal people see a kid, you see a black kid, and on top of that, you use him in your ideological garbage. It's pathetic. Honestly, this hasn't caused, sorry, I hadn't shown you this Victor Egio guy. This hasn't caused, and if it has caused something in someone, then that person must really be a racist or an extremist or a fascist, seriously? Not the ones who say it's half the world, no, I mean the real ones, okay? But honestly, I haven't seen almost anyone on social media focus on and criticize this kid, please. And all the noise that's being made is coming from one side. It comes from those who are sick, but ideologically sick, trying to pit people against each other. And they focus precisely because they're the racists on the boy's skin color, while normal people, what we've seen is an adorable kid. Celebrate with a Spain jersey, and that's it. Nothing more, man. I never did. I prefer the Spain of Yamal and his brother over the black and white Spain they want to impose on us. But it's just that these people every 2 years have to use sports. They're the ones who are sick, the ones who have to use sports. They never watch or care when the national team plays. Just like they want Spain to do badly in everything, they show up every time Spain plays in the Euros or a World Cup. They keep throwing this crap at us constantly. Every day the competition lasts. They're the ones who use the Spanish national team as a reason to divide people, but who cares? But Marcos Senna in the year 2008 won the Euros. Since he was a modern Brazilian and it was no big deal, neither before nor after. Listen, Donato, 30 years ago, he played for Spain. He was another dark-skinned Brazilian, and nothing happened either. Damn, Chicho Sibilio with the Spanish basketball team. But it didn't work out. Ever since this real poison to Spanish society showed up, Podemos, and now that they're like this, really small, but they've been spreading, contaminating everything. There's no way in this country that people can come together around the national team, around the flag. There's just no way, man. And you're here in the United States, you see how these people celebrate the 4th of July, and then you see this, and it just makes you want to die. When these guys say things like that, show them total contempt. They're the real sectarians. Hope you do well. Like, subscribe, comment, and share if you enjoyed the video. It helps the channel. See you next time. Have a great Sunday.